Welcome to Roots TV Nigeria News. I'm Gloria Oje Amode. Before starting the news in detail, here is a look at our top stories. Onogan misses appearance at the CCT. INEC declares elections in 7 states inconclusive. Nigerians divided over conduct of polls. Suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogan, has missed his appearance at the Code of Conduct Tribunal to obtain treatment for toothache and high blood pressure.
The suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onogan, was absent from Tuesday's proceedings by the Code of Conduct Tribunal, where he has been charged with 6 counts of non-declaration of assets. His lawyer explained that the CJN had developed a toothache which needed to be attended to. He also produced a medical report from the hospital for Onogan's treatment. The doctor who signed the medical report also noted that Justice Onogan's high blood pressure had risen to 410 to 121. The CCT had earlier ruled on Monday that the court would hear Justice Onogan's case on a daily basis. However, due to his ill health, the medical report recommended that the defendant be put on bed rest for 3 days.
President Muhammadu Buhari has promised wide-ranging reforms, starting with the budgetary process. He revealed that he hopes to achieve this with the help of the APC-led 9th National Assembly.
President Muhammadu Buhari says he'll build a smooth working relationship with the 9th National Assembly. He says he's doing this to improve governance, particularly the budgetary process in the country. The president, while speaking in Daura, Katsina State, added the one thing he hoped to achieve quickly with the next legislature was to return the budgetary process to the January-December fiscal cycle. Nigeria runs a June budget cycle, often because of accusations of alleged budget padding and illegal insertions by both arms of government. Buhari hopes to change that trend. The tenure of the 8th National Assembly will wind down fully on June 9th. The relationship between the presidency and the National Assembly from June 9, 2015, when the assembly was inaugurated, was neither cooperative or cordial.
The Nigerian Army says it has arrested 25 ballot box snatchers in the March 9th polls. The arrests were made in Imo, Abia, and Cross River states.
The Nigerian Army says it arrested 25 suspects in connection with electoral offences during the Saturday governorship and House of Assembly elections in Imo, Abia, and Cross River states. The Army spokesman, Colonel Sage Musa, said of the suspects, 15 were arrested at Lokwanta, 6 suspects in Osisioma Junction, and 4 suspected fake soldiers in Owerri. The Army recovered camouflage trousers, 1 Sienna bus, 1 pump-action gun with 11 live cartridge, voter cards, and assorted ATMs, daggers, and assorted charms from the suspects. The troops rescued an INEC staff abducted in Anna village and 1 Otto Nkama kidnapped in Ikotanza. They arrested 4 suspects in connection with the kidnap.
It is 3 days after the March 9th governorship and State House of Assembly elections. Nigerians have reacted, expressing hope and disappointment in the electoral process. Roots TV correspondent Oluwatobi Anito was on the streets of Abuja and filed in this report.
The long-awaited 2019 polls have ended, and Roots TV is on the streets of Abuja, Nigeria's capital, to get the mood of citizens on the just concluded elections.
While Roots TV was on the streets to get citizens' reactions about the just concluded elections, a cross-section of Nigerians expressed mixed feelings about the polls. Some believe INEC has gone a step back on the gains made during the 2015 polls.
INEC should be disbanded. INEC should be disbanded. To be in INEC, you must be like a soldier ready to fight. You must be able to say the truth at the risk of your life, because you are the one handling the power of the masses. Our power to vote is being controlled by you. So if you don't have the ability to say no to wrong things, to inducement, you should not be in INEC. And I think this INEC, they failed totally.
With the election that was conducted, actually I'm happy. In some area I'm happy. It's not everywhere that I'm happy with. There are some areas that the election was conducted which was supposed to be declared winner and they declared inconclusive.
For my own part, they are biased. They are very, very biased. Whoever wins, election is not do or die affairs. If you lose, wait for next 4 years and then you recontest, not do or die. If you win, allow the winner to take the day, compliment each other and carry the and the country move forward.
Nigeria that we are crying out is this: they should at least modernize the way of voting. If you can take a look, during Goodluck Jonathan, he brought this card reader. That was 2015 election. You see how it was perfectly done. So now there is manipulation in this card reader of 18 again. So we need this INEC again to modernize it to an electronic system of voting.
Of course, in life, the biggest room is the room for improvement. So they should work on themselves. Let there be credible electoral process that the people can trust the electoral process. Now the people cannot trust. For me, I don't feel we are there yet. We are not there at all. If I want to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say we are still around 3, 4.
The Constitution doesn't make provisions for the army to be in the election. They are supposed to be at the periphery where, if there is a need, the police can call upon them to help. But the things that happen in Rivers Coalition Center, where army people came without invitation and chased the police, wanted to chase the police people away, wanted to chase away the agents, wanted to take control of the ballot papers and the results, is wrong and is condemnable.
Underage voting. There was a post I saw on Facebook yesterday. I'm not sure the baby is even up to a year. The mother was carrying her, and what do you call these people? Officials that handle the vote was using the baby's hand on the machine. He was even the one guiding the baby's hand on the trunk print. And I said, is this a joke?
The underage voting, in fact, that is another part of the rigging. We are not happy over it. We are not happy at all. But we don't have say, because even though we speak out, nobody will listen to us.
It is unfortunate that we will be talking about underage voting in this time. It is morally wrong for children that are underage to be allowed to vote. The law did not permit it, and morality should not permit it.
The much anticipated elections in Nigeria may have come and gone, but Nigerians still have memories to hold on to, which they term good, bad, and ugly. They want INEC, Nigeria's electoral umpire, to take a cue from suggestions they have made. In Abuja, Oluwatobi Enitan, reporting for Roots TV, Nigeria.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced Kano State as the latest in declaring elections inconclusive. In the special report, Roots TV highlights the 7 states where elections were declared inconclusive by the Commission. Itogimo Edet is standing by with the top 5 business news.
Welcome to Top 5 Business Report as we take a look at major financial news of the day. I am talking more edit. Oil rose to around $67 a barrel on Tuesday, supported by Saudi Arabia's plan for further voluntary supply curbs in April and by cuts in oil export from Venezuela due to a power outage. Brent crude, the global benchmark, rose by 70% to $67 a barrel at 0958 GMT. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude added 57 cents to $57.36. Crude has rallied this year after the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, including Russia, a group known as OPEC Plus, returned to supply cuts as of January 1. Meanwhile, tumbling shares in U.S. aviation giant Boeing on Tuesday tore a hole in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, sending the benchmark index into the red for a 6th day. About 5 minutes into the day's trading, Boeing shares were down 11.7% at $373, following the most recent crash of one of its aircraft in Ethiopia. The Dow fell 153.81 points to 25,319. But the broader S&P 500 rose 0.3% to 2,758, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq was up an even stronger 0.% at 7,474.61 basis points. Meanwhile, the Nigeria sovereigns turned bullish on Tuesday's session as oil prices move higher following a continued curb in output by Saudi Arabia. Yields consequently declined by 14 basis points, while the most interest witnessed on the 2032, which gained 1.3% on the day. However, activities were relatively muted in the Nigeria core, with slight demand witnessed on the Zenith 22s and some sell interest on the Access FBNNL and Ecotra 21s. The Treasury bills market traded on a slightly bullish note, with demand mostly on the short end of the curve in absence of an open market operation auction by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which left system liquidity relatively buoyant in positive territory. However, yields is expected to remain relatively stable, while market players may sustain interest for relatively attractive bills ahead of the PMA auction scheduled for Wednesday. A renewed OMO auction by the CBN tomorrow might, however, cause yields to trend slightly higher. In the meantime, the number of active voice subscribers in the telecom sector in Nigeria rose to 172.82 million as of the end of the fourth quarter of 2018. The 172.8 million telecom subscribers, according to the NBS, represent an increase of about 10.79 million when compared to the 162.03 million recorded in the third quarter of last year. Similarly, total number of active internet subscribers stood at 112,065,740 in the fourth quarter of last year, as against 106,420,858 subscribers in the third quarter. And that's Top 5 Business Stories. I am Itogi Mo Edit. It's back to the main news.
And that's all on Roots TV News. But before we go, a recap of our top stories where we told you that Onogan has missed his appearance at the CCT. INEC has declared the elections in 7 states inconclusive. We brought you a report on Nigerians divided over conduct of the polls. For more news updates, subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all our social media platforms. I'm Gloria Oji Amadi.